Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Moment with Jay. I just wanted to hop on the mic and say, I know the world been a little chaotic and everything. I just wanted to check and make sure everything good in the hood, like sure, you know what I mean? Say hi to the fam. Okay, let's get to work. What up? So what you lost? Hey, thanks everybody. Thank you so much for listening today. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, follow this podcast, share with a friend. Every like, every subscription, every comment really means the world. And I gotta say, man, people really been responding well to the content. Some of the messages I've been getting over the last couple of weeks have been very encouraging. The podcast is growing. I'm very excited to see what the future holds for this. So many cool people been messaging me over the last couple of weeks too. They're like, Jay, we see the content you making. We love the vibe. You know, it would be cool. I'd love to come on. So we will be getting guests. I know I keep talking about it. I'm just not ready to take on a guest yet. We're going to try first. We got a special first guest we're going to do. And that will be relatively soon. And yeah, we got some cool podcasts coming up. I love this thing. You know what? I'll tell you one thing, man. I've been feeling kind of sluggish the last week. Life has been a little complicated, I guess you can say. And you know what? I love doing this podcast so much. I love working on music, but it's almost like a little bit, they're two different art forms, you know? And I just love that I get to be creating in different mediums, in medias. I guess a lot of people don't know is I do have so many different aspirations up to create, you know? And further down the line in my career, I hope to accomplish some more things. I'd love to get into voice acting a little bit. I had a vocal coach tell me I should start looking into that. And, you know, one thing after another, that's definitely one thing I'll start looking at, especially once the Olympus rollout is kind of finished. I think it would be cool. I think it would be cool to do, I don't know, commercials or be an animated character or something. Sheesh. One of my biggest goals, especially in music, is to get my music in a video game. That's when I'm gonna be like, I made it. You know, that's just one of those goals I have. I got so many goals, but that's one that I'm like, man. Or if I got to score a video game, like I got to do the music for a video game, especially like, you know, it would be cool to do something crazy like Halo or something, like the soundtrack for Halo. That's what a lot of people, maybe who don't play video games, so many people play video games, but the soundtracks to some of these video games are astonishing. You know, the ones, I'm talking about the ones with the original scores, not the ones that just throw together songs that have already been made, you know, like NBA or like a sports game, you know, that's just taking really banging tracks and putting them in. That's cool too. Yo, Monster Track Warrior be killer in a video game, man, killer. But I got this other song that I'm trying to get some of the local teams in Edmonton here to pick up. It's a pretty crazy song. It's like a sports song, you know. It's like, oh, it's a crazy one, man. But yeah, but I'm talking about games with original scores, like Halo. Halo's one, the choirs in it, the voice. Oh, it sounds so good. If you haven't, I would go there. The playlists are on Spotify and stuff, and all of the songs. Minecraft, I believe, had a crazy one too. And Skyrim, I believe, is also another one that has just crazy. That one's more atmospheric. It's Halo's is pretty atmospheric too. It's not like, you know, they're longer songs and stuff. Very cool just to have playing sometimes. I like listening to all kinds of music. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? I got aspirations to do all forms of art. But man, I'm very grateful for this podcast, and I'm very grateful for people that encouraged me to do it, and I'm very grateful for everyone who listens and tunes in and sharing the clips on YouTube and Instagram and stuff. It's very cool. It's very cool. But I was feeling kind of I was feeling kind of low, feeling kind of tired, feeling kind of exhausted, and I felt grateful that I got to record the podcast today, because it was like, okay, you know what? When I got the podcast, I just like try to get those workouts in, try to set my meetings up around, and it just really pushed me in a really nice flow. And I'm very grateful for it. And it just gives me a medium to get my thoughts out and without overthinking it. Sometimes songs and stuff, it's difficult. You want to write a song about whatever topic, and man, maybe you can write one and it's dope, or maybe it's you didn't quite get your point across, or the feel isn't right, or the song sucks. So I feel like with this, it allows me to pick topics in my music and stuff. Like, I don't know. It's just been, I'm very grateful for it. And, it's crazy. I was getting exhausted, and I'm like, man, this podcast is going to be low energy. And because I was tired, I downed a couple coffees beforehand. But then I hit a nice little workout, ate some, what's a cheat code? I love burgers, man. And I'm trying to slim down, trying to get shredded here over the next couple of months. And you know what's one of my biggest cheat codes recently for eating relatively clean, getting that protein up? Man, just burgers, man. Burgers without the bun and shit. Just, some burger, a little bit of mustard, maybe a little touch of mayo ketchup. Little touch, a little bit. Mostly just the meat. Maybe a couple pieces of fruit, maybe some veg. Man, that's a delicious meal right there. Every time. Just, man, it's delicious. Anyways, I had that just before the podcast. Put me in a good mood. Delicious. But another reason I've been feeling so sluggish is, man, the weather in Edmonton has been wild, man. It has been awful. I got allergies, and sometimes they worse than others. This year's been the worst I can remember in a long, long time. I also am asthmatic, born that way. And, oh, man, it's been smoky here. My province is on fire. I hope everyone's okay and safe. But, man, I'm dying out here. I've been having to pop allergy medicines. We have this natural medicine at my house, and it doesn't really do shit. My sister was right, man. It doesn't really do shit. But I have been taking it. Because, man, I take a Benadryl allergy. Oh, that should knock me out. I could be having a coffee, just worked out, pop a Benny, dog, in an hour, I'm tired. I'm dead. I'm in bed. I got to be sleeping. It knocks me out to the point where I'm like, man, I can't even function. And so it's like, but my allergy been so bad, it's like the only one that work. I've been trying everything, man. Cleaning up my diet. Gotta try big. I think I'm gonna try a 3-day fast and see if that can help me reset some shit so I can feel a little bit better. Cause, man, these allergies been killing me. And that's one thing too. Especially in the summer, dog. My biggest thing is I get up and I go for a morning walk every morning, but I can't. I haven't over the last maybe 3-4 weeks because I can't go outside, man. Even being inside, my allergies are driving me crazy. I go outside, man, I'm starting to get rashes and shit. The outside is killing me right now, man. Look how white I am. It's because I ain't got no sunlight. It's funny, I'm wearing sunnies right now, though. Some sunglasses. Sheesh. We'll get to those in a minute. If you just watching. If you just listening, sorry. I'm wearing some shades. We'll get to that in a minute anyways. And so I've been missing my morning walks, man. Because I was getting in a good routine, just getting up, getting that sunlight. The sunlight's so good for your health, man. I believe it's the sunlight from like 8 a.m. to 11 or something. I can't remember the exact. Basically, if you get up, no matter what time you wake up, you should try to go outside within the first 3 hours. It's really good for your body. Your body just needs that sunlight. There's different benefits to when you go outside. You should just be outside as often as you can in a safe way. But I mean, outside's killing me right now. My mortal enemy right now. I always think, man, if I lived like 1,000 years ago, I'd probably be dead. I got underdeveloped lungs. Man, my outside kills me. What did you do in the old days? Mostly be outside. Everything was outside because there was not as much inside yet. Inside hasn't been built to the capacity that is built now. You know what I'm saying? I think I would be dead. I think I would have been dead as a child, you know? So I always think about that. I'm like, yo, I'm so lucky I live in the age that I live in, because if I didn't live now, I probably would have been dead way sooner, you know? That's some real motherfucking talk. But I've been missing my morning walks, and man, there's a couple things when you're going for these morning walks. You know who goes for a lot of walks too? A lot of the elderly people in my community. So, you know, I don't usually have a set time I gotta be up. Usually somewhere between 8 and 9:30. I'm a late night guy. You know, I'm a musician. I'm up late, not up early anymore. Used to get up super early when I was training. Not no more, man. Anyways, so I would run into a bunch of, you know, people in my neighborhood every morning and be like, "Yo, good morning. How you doing?" You know, with a bunch of the people that go for walks regularly at the same time that I go for walks. And one thing I gotta say is there's a couple people in my community that go for these walks that are dressed to the motherfucking nines. Sometimes I'm going for these walks and I'm like, holy shit, look at that fit. That dude looking fly right now. It's 8 a.m. I usually like to just get up, throw some shorts on if it's nice, just a whatever tee. Shout out PPM shirt right now. Throw this on, you know, just walk outside. Throw some flips on, whatever, you know, keep it simple. As long as I'm going out, moving, walking. Some other people out there, they looking fly. And I'm impressed. I'm like, yo, I'm glad you showing up every morning looking like that, looking fly, ready to go. It's like, yo, I know I look good. And it's like understated. Like you could just glance at it and not think about it. But then when you look, you're like, oh my, that guy is dressed fly. That woman is dressed so nice. And I gotta say, it's mostly the guys. It's mostly the elderly men that are dressed fly. And I appreciate it, man. What's up? I look like a scrub. I got one ear pod in. You know, I'm still half asleep. Yo, what's up, man? You know, but they looking fly. They wide awake, big smiles on their faces and everything. There's also this baby, not by itself walking, but I see it drive by in the car. I take this one corner and it's a main road, and I notice this child every time driving with, I assume his mother, but I don't know. An elderly woman is driving the vehicle that this baby is in. I don't want to make no assumptions. I don't want to make no assumptions about nothing, you know? Don't come at me. Jay's an assumer. Nah, I'm not. I would just, I guess, assume. Sorry, I'm an assumer. That was his mom. Anyways, this baby. Why I notice this baby every morning. This baby sticks his hand out the window. And a little hang loose, you know? This baby like chilling. I don't know if it's half asleep like me in the morning, but this baby always chilling. Hand out the window just a little bit because it's got little baby arms. It's a baby. Just enough that I noticed that his hand's out. You know, the thumb and the pinky. Just twisting it a little bit. Side to side. It's like hang loose. And that's it makes me laugh every time. I'm like, I hope that baby never loses that. Always be chilling like that, hanging loose like that. Anyways, that's what I'm saying, man. It's like I'm missing my morning walks. I'm missing my morning walks because outside is killing me. This allergy season, man, it's disrupting my flow. I couldn't go to the Elks game either. Edmonton Elks. Shout out to the Edmonton Elks. We got some tickets to go. Family got some tickets to go. Couldn't go because I'm like, I can't sit outside and watch this game. Stadium's outside. It's undomed, you know. A huge stadium outside. I can't go watch this football game. I'll die. My allergies will kill me out there, man. I can't be doing that. But my family went. BP work for the Elks. And that's what these glasses, they're giving out these glasses at the Elks game, I guess. So I was like, you know what? Those glasses looking pretty fly. Let me throw them on. This is what I got to say. So I was watching the Elks game. I ended up throwing it on the TV, watching it. And I was entertained, man. I can't remember the last time I watched an Elks game. I was entertained. They lost. They on a big losing streak at home. But that kind of makes it super exciting every game. Because I was like, yo, how long is the Edmonton Elks? The Edmonton Elks have 18 consecutive home game losses. It dates back to October 12th, 2019. Damn, they haven't won at home in years. But that's why I was like watching it. I was watching their home opener and I'm like, yo, these motherfuckers might win this game. And then the party would be crazy. So let me talk about the Elks here. Let me talk about that. I know there's a weird vibe around the name change, man. It used to be called the Edmonton Eskimos. People like, yo, change the name. They did this vote. I remember even voting. I can't even remember what they let everybody in the city kind of vote online for the best whatever 5. I think they had Edmonton Eagles. I can't even remember. But man, when they announced Edmonton Elks, I was like, hey, that's pretty sick. I'm down for that name. So many people bitching about it. Baby, shut up, man. Things changed. This name pretty dope. I think they got the thing antler up. That's kind of sick. And I gotta say another thing, man. The Elks gear, their jerseys, their t-shirts, their shorts. I got a pair of Elk shorts. Best shorts that I own. And I love the color scheme. Gold and green. Sheesh. Come on. Oh, I didn't even realize. With the PPM logo and these green glasses. Oof. That's Elks, baby. So I'm on board. I'm on board with the Elks, man. I'm on board with the name change. On board, man. I think Chris Jones, man. I guess this guy's a hard ass. But man, come on, baby. Let's get it. Let's get that W. Let's get that W, man. So okay, yo. I got a song, man. I got a song. And we got a couple sick sports teams in Edmonton. You know, I got to shout out the Stingers right now. Shout out to Edmonton Elks. Shout out to the Edmonton Oilers, baby. And man, I got a track. I got a hype track. It's on the DL. Ain't coming out. Cause I wanna give it to one of the sports teams here, man. Maybe all 3 of y'all can use it. Who knows? I don't know how y'all do it. But I got a track. I got a sports track. I got a hype track for y'all. So that's my goal. We're gonna get one of these sports teams blasting the tune, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing. It's a sick track, too. It's a sick track. And it's called, I don't even want to say it. I want to announce it with the sports teams, you know? And y'all can be playing it at halftime. Y'all can have it with the sports montage. Oh, it could be crazy, man. It could be crazy. Anyways, hit me up. If you a sports team in Edmonton, hit me up. I got a track. I got an anthem. Not a track. I got an anthem. Woo. Oh. A couple people have heard it. Sent to a couple people. They're like, oh, yeah, Jay, you did it. You did exactly what it was. I was just trying to make a sports anthem. Some hype shit. Get people motivated. Get me motivated. And I did it. And it's sick. Come on, let's stop. If you from Edmonton, you a sports team from Edmonton, I got a track for y'all. I got a track for y'all to use. Top tier, international level. This song's so good, it could be in the sports game we were talking about earlier. Come on now. Come on now. Oh my goodness, these glasses. I just took off my glasses dramatically to emphasize my point. If you're just listening. And wow, I forgot how bright the lights are in here. Recording with these shades, that's pretty sick. So that's what we're working on. That's what we're working on right now. Well, that's one of the things we work. We're always working on lots of things. So I'm hyped. I'm down with the Elks, man. Shout out to Stingers too. They crazy as well. And I mean the Oilers as well. We got some crazy players. But 100 I'm on the Elks. I'm not on the Elks, but I'm down. You know, I'm here for the journey, man. Let's win. I think even one win at home this year, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be crazy. No, another thing that, which has been interesting, it has been intentional, but I listen to a lot of podcasts. Oh, I have for a little while now. And I listened to 2 podcasts recently on the same topic, 2 very different people. Rick Rubin, who's huge, famous producer. You know, he's worked with Slayer, Johnny Cash, Jay-Z, Red Hot Chili Peppers, you know, so many motherfuckers. Let me pull up a few. You know, he got this crazy beard, super cool dude. And then Mark Zuckerberg, dude who made Facebook. And I watched both of these podcasts. They're on two different people's podcasts. But they were both talking about creativity, you know? And I thought that was so neat because, you know, Rick Rubin, very creative, very spiritual, you know, trying to get the best performance out of artists, and he's created some timeless work. And then you got Mark Zuckerberg, who, you know, tech guru motherfucker running one of the biggest things to ever be created of all time. And they were both talking about creativity. And one thing I didn't know about Mark Zuckerberg was he's religious. And so he was talking about creativity. He basically said there's value in creativity no matter what. You know, in creation, sorry. And he talks about the creation story. He's like, that's the first thing in the Bible is, you know, God making stuff. And so he was talking about, you know, there's value in just creating. Whether, you know, that thing is used for something else is, you know, there might be value in its utility, but there's just value in the creation. You know, every time you create, you are working it like, now I'm extrapolating. You didn't say this exactly, but I took it as like every time you're creating, it's like you're creating something for God, because it doesn't even have to be for somebody else. It's just you create. It's like, yo, hey, I made this universe, God, whatever you want to call it, higher power. And it was interesting because in this Rick Rubin, he was talking about it being the same. And he was talking about, he even brought up the point that even a super rebellious kind of, maybe, and he was talking about Slayer, like heavy metal rock, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, even that is divine, you know? It's like, because people can become passionate about it. And his point was, what if all those people, this was the only thing to be passionate about, was some kind of song? Maybe it's, you know, a song could be "fuck you," for instance, you know, and it's like, who cares what the song's about? It's still an offering to God, to the divinity, you know, to the higher power. And I just think that's really cool. And in the art of creating and creativity, you know, Rick Rubin made this point that there's a lot of things that are like the middle of the road. You know, a lot of people make a lot of pretty good stuff, whether it's podcasts, whether it's TV shows. Think about how many TV shows there are. Maybe you don't even like them, but you're like, okay, this looks pretty good, or the script is pretty good. Like, it's pretty good. It might not be a great show, but it's pretty good. Or how many pretty good songs are there? There's quite a few, you know, or pretty good movies, pretty good whatever, paintings. But there's very few things that push, that are unique, that are, you know, that once that like crazy impact, and that Rick Rubin is talking about. You know, he's that's the kind of stuff he likes to help create, and the stuff that he takes note of. It's like, whoa, like, you know, maybe this movie is shot strangely, you know, that's cool. You're pushing, you're moving, you're creating something, you know, unique, and you're putting that out in the world. Because another thing he said that I thought was just so interesting was, you know, if you're trying to make something like somebody else, what's the point, really? You know, it's like, he's like, if there's right now, this was what the guy interviewing him said, you know, there's 2 million podcasts about around the time I'm creating mine. You know, there's 2 million podcasts right now. And it's like, we have enough podcasts. Some people might think, okay, why would you ever even start a podcast? There's 2 million of them out there. But all of those 2 million podcasts, you know what they don't got? They don't got Jay. They don't got my flavor, my personality, my outlook on things. So this podcast 101. If you're copying somebody's podcast, somebody's whatever, you know, there might be similar outlines. Like, it might flow the same. It might be influenced, but it doesn't mean it's the same, you know? And so this podcast 101. This podcast is 1 of 1. If you try to make something and you're like, oh man, but there's 2 million podcasts, it's because you're copying something. You're trying to be one of those 2 million. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about those other 2 million podcasts. This is 101. I'm my own category. You know, when you make content, songs, whatever, you usually always have to categorize things, you know, and I think this one's culture and art or whatever. I think that's what I decided to. Or maybe culture and entertainment, something. You always got to fit into a box. I always hated that, even with the music. I get it, you know. But it's like, even my music and stuff, it's always hopping around genres. I can't wait. Shout out, I got this song coming out June 30th. Oh, man. This is one of my favorite songs I ever made. And I got to work with some amazing people on it. And I just can't wait to share this song with y'all. Man, this is one of my favorite recordings. So many memories working on this track. And I think it's just the most authentic song I've ever made. And so it's really special to me. I've been ending my sets. If you've seen one of my shows over the last couple of years, since the song's been done, I've been ending every show with it, because I'm just like, this is always the feeling I want y'all to leave with, the main message I want y'all to leave with. I'll throw it up. This is the album art. If y'all listen to the podcast, y'all deserve it, man. June 30th, my favorite, one of my favorite my favorite song that I've made, Sending Positive Vibes. And I can't wait. I can't wait. Huge shout out. We got a choir on it. We got Eric Doucet on the keys. We got Andrew Menzak, who produced most of it and produced it all, written with Eric Doucet and myself. And man, it's beautiful. I love it. This song really means the world to me. So I hope it's going to be the last single from the vinyl to come out digitally. And the next stuff you'll start to hear is from Olympus 2. And I'm very excited about it because, especially this song was so interesting in the fact that we made so many different versions of the song. You know what? We have another podcast coming out that we're going to talk more about it. But that song will be coming out June 30th. And I just can't wait. I just can't wait for that one. And I think it has a lot, why it's special because I think it's unique and I think it's dope. And that's why I'm kind of bringing it up because I want to tie into the creativity aspect, and, it was just a good time all the way through making that track, making the album, lots of highs and lows and it's been really cool, just sitting here reflecting on all the crazy shit that we've done. I love the life that I live. It's complicated, but it's beautiful. And that's another thing. I read this quote and it was in Latin, but it translated to live is to fight. And that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful because it's real, and it's like life is complicated. And the reading went on saying, comparing life to war, basically. And it's a battle, you got to be focused. You got to survive. You got to keep going. It's not always going to be fun. It's not always going to be easy. And just to add on to that is I think a lot of people are unhappy because of their perspective. Happiness is fleeting, comes and goes. Overall, your life should be joyous, I think. But happiness, man, that comes and goes. There'll be happy times, there will be sad times, but that doesn't mean you have a bad life, I think, necessarily. But one thing, and I'm so glad this song is coming out, Sending Positive Vibes, because it's always just like, man, that's why I try to stay so chill. That's why I try to stay so calm. I see the world. I see how people act. I see how people think. I talk to a lot of people about a lot of real stuff, I can't do surface level for too long, I just can't. I'd rather just be with myself and have these deeper thoughts. And so I get to hear a lot of people's perspective on what they think and how they feel and what they believe. And I don't know what it is, man, but recently I've been talking to a lot of people that feel hopeless. And that's heartbreaking for me because I'm an optimist through and through, to a fault, actually, I am so positive. I think they're calling it toxic positivity. I'm not like that. I don't think so anyways. Because I think there's a line. And that's another thing. People are like, Jay, you never get mad. Jay, you never sad like that. I was like, man, yeah, for sure I am. For sure I am. Maybe even more so than you. Because I allow myself to really feel those emotions. And then I express them, I think, in the most healthy ways as I can, creating art, exercising, sitting and meditating on them. And I make mistakes too, don't get me wrong. Sometimes I fucking lose it. I lost it at this fucking... It's a crazy story. I never lose it too much, but man, one night, heated, So let me tell you how this story. I'm gonna keep it DL. I'm supposed to open for a pretty big act. Pretty big fucking act. They come into Edmonton. And I'm like, bet, let's do it. But I wanna, if I'm the main opening act, I like to usually control, especially if it's in the city, I like to control who else is on that show. Let me figure that out. Let me do that part. Let me control the opening stuff. Let me do that. And so, got some homies, put them on the bill. They tell me, sound check, 7:00, doors open, 9. People go on 9:30, 9:45. You on at 10. Everyone's got to be off before 11. That's when Mans is showing up to perform. Or that's when at least the Mans DJ is coming through. We selling tickets. We sold a bunch of tickets. A bunch of people showed up. It was crazy. In fact, I think it was sold out. Crazy show. Anyways, so I show up. I'm a professional, I show up at 7:00 sound check. I might have even showed up 15 minutes early because I'm like that. I like to be prepared to perform. I don't like stress, so I'd rather be prepared any way that I can than be stressed out. That's a big thing. I take steps. People want to know why I'm so chilling. It's because I do stuff to make myself this chilling, That's why. It's like, why am I not worried about my performance? Because I practice my ass off. I couldn't be more prepared. I actually am at the point now where I'm like, okay, we're practicing too much. Let's chill out sometimes. You've done this song on stage so many times. You know the song. You don't gotta be practicing it that much. There's levels. That's interesting too, because it's like, man, I got one song that everyone loves every single time, and that's Warrior. People, no matter where I'm playing that, people love it. Oh man, that song has just got such a special place in my heart. Warrior 2, I love too, but Warrior, the first Warrior, and me and Andrew, my producer, we're talking about it too, and we're talking about it's a string sample. We threw some crazy drums on it. I remember I made it, I recorded it, I wrote it. I was like, man, bro, I got this track, bro. Let's see if we can, spice it up a little bit. I brought it to him. He added a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I think he changed the bass on that from what I had originally. I think he added a little bit more effects. And it is what it is, man. It's my most successful song, and I love that song. I love playing that song too. But it's a song I play every time. And it kills every time. And I'm like, oh, this is what it's like to kind of have a hit, I think. It's just a song that works. It's aggressive. It's high energy. I got some bars in it. Bars. My cousins can rap every single word of it. My mom can too. And it's crazy. It's just a cool feeling. People work out to it. I got another track people really love to work out to called La 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 Freestyle. That's another beat I made, and it's great. I kind of I make art any kind of way you can. People always like, yo, Jay, how you making music? Anyway, sending positive vibes. We were working with studio musicians, people sending in stems, we sending out stems, we doing different takes, we having different days in the studio, we got different versions of it. And sometimes I'll be cooking. I didn't produce Sending Positive Vibes. Sometimes I'll be producing. Sometimes I'll be doing everything. I mix and master it. My album, or my mixtape, Road to Olympus. I did everything on that one. I did everything except The Light, which Andrew mixed and mastered that one, but I produced it. And actually, he co-produced it too. He did do some stuff on that as well. Or sometimes people will send me beats. Sometimes I'll find a beat on YouTube or BeatStar or something, and I'll just like, yeah, give me that one. That's sick. I do it however, man. Sit down in studio sessions, bring beats, start from scratch, start from a sample, whatever, man. However it flows, you know, and I think there's a beauty in each and every one of them. I know some people like routine and all that, but it's like, man, whatever. Right now with the EDM stuff, I've been really sitting and producing all of the stuff by myself just so I can really start to get a feel and everything to it. But circling back to the quote, to live is the fight, man. And so, yeah, I've been talking to a lot of people that be feeling hopeless. And that's a hard place to be in. And it's a hard mindset to have. And I feel like there are times that I've felt that. And now I try my best to not ever feel that, you know. And it's hard because some situations feel hopeless. But, I just don't think there's a lot of utility in that mindset. And there's another quote, I can't remember who it's from, and they were talking about like, someone's up walking around up there. Hope it's not too loud. Anyways, it goes, happiness is fleeting, but you know what feels good? Progress, always. And I was like, yes, as long as you're progressing, man. It may not be perfect. It may be so slow, turtle slow. You know what I'm saying? But any progress, that's beautiful. Happiness isn't the goal. You know, I don't think it is. I think because no matter what, it's gonna be fleeting. I heard this other guy talk about, he's a rich billionaire, and he's like, "What's your happiness level at?" And he's like, "Why does that even matter? Why are you asking me that question?" He's like, "I might be at maybe a 6 out of 10 all the time. Like that's my baseline." It's like, that's not, who cares? You know, I'm progressing. That's what matters. It's like, he's like, I can't track happiness the same way. You know, it's, and I was like, that's interesting. That's interesting. And that's why I just like to hear people's, and I can't wait, I can't wait to start bringing on some people and we can start having these conversations. Have some funny conversations too. I know some funny ass motherfucking comedians too. We're gonna have some good times on this podcast, man. I'm so excited about a lot of things. You know, there's a lot of good things in this life, a lot of bad things in this life too. That's okay. It's okay to be good. And that's another thing too. Good and evil, right and wrong, good and bad. They're all titles, and this is where that like stoic monk kind of, there only is, man. Why we always gotta be putting labels on stuff? It's like there's only here and right now. And there's so much to be grateful for in this moment. Always, Like right now, I'm grateful for these shades. I'm grateful for the opportunities that I have. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for this clean water. I'm grateful for the herb. I'm grateful for so many things. This computer. These glasses. Grateful for the Edmonton Elks, fam. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's another thing I was thinking about. Sports is such a cool thing. Sports and concerts. Sports and concerts, because they're one of the few things in society that bring a large group of people together. Usually in a positive sense, cheering on the team, loving the music, vibing out to the music. And those are such powerful moments. And, I think the sense like tribalism in society is seen as such a bad thing now, because it is, tribalism is people are more divided than ever. But we forget that the tribes are important and that our tribes are maybe much bigger than we think. There's a lot of people that are on your side, even if they got different thoughts and beliefs. And things like concerts and sporting events, I think really unites people. And that's what makes them so beautiful, man. That's what makes sports so fun. That's, there could be a little kid there. There could be an old man there. Who knows? Sports it's just fun. It's just beautiful. Same thing with art. Same thing with concerts, There's Like Luke Combs, we talking about that. Like, motherfucker brought so many motherfuckers, 50,000 people. That's a lot of unity. Everyone's like, yeah, we love this dude. We love what this dude does. Let's all come together and celebrate it. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Stuff like that, you look around and you're like, okay, no matter the struggles that I'm going through, is it Sonder? Is that what that word means? Let me look that up. I had some homies who had. I can't remember what that. I can't remember what that. I can't remember what that damn word is. But it's just basically the realization that other people are living just as complicated of lives as you are. It's true, man. There's so much to life. So much to this. It's a crazy world we live in. I'm grateful that we're here. I'm excited to see what the Elks do. Excited to continue on with that. Excited to continue on with the podcast and continue on creating. Man. Yeah, and I think that's where we're going to kind of wrap up. Shout out. I just want to shout out again to all motherfuckers with seasonal allergies, man. We out here literally fighting for our lives. To live is to fight. We're fighting against the elements to survive right now. Just know you're not alone. We out here struggling together. Careful of taking all of those allergy meds, falling asleep. But you know, you're a beautiful soul. No matter what the obstacles you have in your way today, there's always a bigger solution to be found. And I think that's true. I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful week. We'll be back again next week. This has been A Moment with Jay.
Just like that, I like that. Stay dreaming, scheming, homie. Don't let the haters weigh you down. Smoke the split the list, you will know the word of y'all. Favor not, know the world's in your favor. I hope you know. With every darker night, there's a brighter day. Through the chaos, we'll be okay. Sending nothing but positive vibes your way. Love for always. Jay.